right, you guys, well, we did it. We got this thing running again. So in today's video, I'm going to start with fully putting this thing back together so we can go take it out on a drive. So I do have the new headlights and the Demon hood right here. So I will be installing both of these. I can't believe we already got it back up and running. So super excited about how this build's going so far. Enter to win this car. The giveaways are what help us keep these builds going. You know, we're still small enough on YouTube where the YouTube revenue doesn't even come close to covering the cost of these builds. So by entering those giveaways, you give yourself a shot at winning these exact cars that we build, and it helps us out tremendously so we can keep them going. But yeah, let's go get to work. Let's get this thing reassembled and let's get it out on the road. Right, you guys, so this is where we're at so far. Got the front pretty much fully reassembled, you know, with the exception of obviously of the front bumper, headlights, and a few other trim pieces. What I'm gonna do right now is fit up the headlights and then reinstall the front bumper because I wanna see how this thing looks with the Demon hood, the new headlights. A lot of you mentioned that you wanted new headlights. This is something I was hoping you guys would ask for as well. So I figured that I would just go ahead and pick a set up and install them while we have the front taken apart. So these are the updated style that have the 4 daytime running lights, and they are the RGB ones. So you can either just use the daytime running lights as the regular white, or like our previous Charger build, you can change the color of the DRLs to pretty much anything. So yeah, let's get those new headlights thrown on, and now let's see how this thing looks. All right, so here's a look at the hood with the headlights. So I don't have the headlights fully wired up. I have to get some different bulbs for those, but I'll show you how cool these are. So we got the daytime running light rings around both of these. Yeah, pretty simple design. So the high and low beam comes out of this right here. You know, this right here is once again just hollow, so airflow goes through that. This is the turn signal one, and then they both have the LED DRLs on the side. So I'll go turn these on real quick so you guys can see them. But that's a look at what the turn signal looks like. Looks like it is even sequential, which is super cool. And then you can see the daytime running lights in there. And these are, once again, customizable from a Bluetooth app. So you can go through and do any color you'd want for the daytime running lights. So here you guys can see there are the red DRLs. Here are the blue ones. It's got all of the other colors. So we've got green, pink, you know, everything like that. So what we're gonna do now is actually get this thing fired up, get it out of the garage, take it for a spin down the block. What do you think?
I'm so excited. I know every time you ask me what I think, I say the same thing, but it's true.
That is very exciting, especially with where we've started. All right, well, you wanna fire it up and see how it sounds?
Mission mode.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yep, fire it up. Okay, while we let this warm up, I'm going to go move both of those cars, get them out of the driveway, and yeah, we'll take this thing out. So let's come take a look at this thing, but it is sounding perfect. Idle's phenomenal. We don't have any more of that transmission fluid. All of the temperatures are good, so it's looking great. It sounds super good up here. We don't have what sounds to be like that Hemi-Tick anymore, so I think we are pretty much good to go. You know, we just babied it to the gas station. We got the full fresh tank of gas in there. Our first videos looked very bleak with this thing. It's already starting to take shape, you know. I love that Demon hood. So glad you guys decided to go with that, and I'm excited to get going on the rest of it. You know, the wide body, you know, updated taillights, and then all of the other mods and stuff we're gonna do. We got a lot planned with this. Getting it in good running order was the first step, and now that we have that done, it is time to get to more of the fun stuff. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is swap out these taillights. So I've got the brand new updated ones right here in this box. So we're gonna get the new taillights fit up. This is probably the one that I am most excited for because, you know, these taillights definitely look super dated. I've never really been the biggest fan of these. So yeah, excited to swap this out. And then it will kind of complete the look of the car for the time being. So we've got the Demon hood, still have to fit up that insert piece right there. But we got the Demon hood with the brand new headlights. So as soon as we get these new taillights fit up, it will honestly look like the newer gen Challenger. So doing things as small as the headlights, a new hood, some taillights, really does take these 08 to 14 Chargers and make them look like the brand new ones. You know, at least exterior wise. And I do love that these ones are full LEDs. So once again, these ones just have the bulbs in here. So I'm gonna turn the lights on real quick so you guys can get one last glimpse at what these ones look like. We'll fit the new ones up, turn them on, and see what those look like. Okay, so here's what the taillights look like. So when they're on, you can see we've got 4 bulbs in the middle light. Those are your turn signals, so nothing fancy at all. You know, it's literally just got 8 bulbs in there outside of the reverse lights. Okay, so I'll show you guys where I'm at. It does require a little bit of splicing, so it comes with these 2 cables. These come off of the taillights, so I just ran them up underneath the liner all the way through. And then same thing with this one. You won't be able to see it because it's nicely tucked behind the liner, but I had it come up and here it is. So this is the one for the passenger side tail lamp. So I'm gonna run both of those wires through this pack. They are a little bit short, so I'm gonna have to cut these, splice in some extra length, and then I'm going to run both of them through here. So they'll pop out with these wires and then they'll connect up to this middle part of the taillight. So these are those 2 little connectors we'll have to be plugging into. But then we also have to take this black and yellow wire and wire it up to the original connector as well. So this will just plug right in, but we'll take the black and yellow wire and then we have to splice into the black and the green wire right here. So you have to do a little bit of wiring, but nothing too bad. But I am so excited to see how this is gonna look. I did want to go with the smoked ones. You know, no matter what color you guys decide with, having the all black is gonna look awesome. Because I also do have some black LED side markers. So we'll have the smoked taillights, the black LED side markers, and then the headlights have the black housings as well. So I think that'll look super cool, make it look a lot more modern and just really clean having that black. So yeah, I'm gonna work on the rest of that stuff for this middle section of the taillight, get it all hooked up, and then we will test them out. Guys, here it is. I left my mic back at my house, so hopefully the audio is not too bad here, but want to give you guys a little walk around with the hood installed, the headlights, and the tail lights. These 3 things already made a huge difference for the look of the car. So here's a look at those daytime running lights. Once again, these are the RGBs, so you guys have seen. You can change the color of those to pretty much anything, which I love, but having those DRLs really does make it look like a brand new Challenger. And then coming around to the back, I'll show you guys the tail lights. huge improvement. And I love that they are smoked. So I don't really have any problems with visibility during the day. You know, the red is still super easy to see, but then when the lights are off, it just looks totally blacked out. So it's black all the way around that bezel. So I think that's super cool. Let me actually turn them off real quick. So I think that looks super cool. And you know, the black smoke will look good with any color. If you guys have not been participating in the polls, make sure you go check out our community section. We are running a bunch of polls for you guys to decide the new color for our Challenger. So we've already done quite a few colors have been voted out. So we've already pretty much replaced all of the exterior lights with LEDs. This front bumper we will be replacing with a new Hellcat one, so we're not going to even be doing anything with those fog lights down there. But yeah, let me turn on the turn signals so I can show you guys what it looks like. So we got the 2 sequential lights up here for the front, and then we've got the sequentials on the back as well. So I think that is a super cool feature. So yeah, I honestly could not be happier with how those 3 little exterior mods turned out. Really does change the entire feel of the car. You know, this thing does not look like a 2009 Challenger anymore, at least from the outside. All right, you guys, well, this is pretty much gonna wrap it up for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, this is just the start of our Challenger build. So we got it running in our last video. Today's video, we got the updated headlights, the Demon hood, and the tail lights. And then coming up, the next thing we're gonna be doing to this thing is getting the wide body fit up. This will be a ton of fun. It's gonna look totally different from how it looks now. You know, it's gonna look like a brand new wide body Hellcat. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're following along, turn on those post notifications. But yeah, thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll catch y'all later.